Welcome to Draw It with Mrs. Steele. I'm Mrs. Steele from Camping Stick Kids. You can find all our resources at www.campingstickkids.org. Welcome back to Draw It with Mrs. Steele. Today we're going to be working on bugs and critters. You will need to be, if you have our book, you'll need to be on page 58, Bugs and Critters, from our book, Breakout. If you don't have our book, you don't need it. You can just use a piece of paper with three rectangles like this. If you want our book, though, go to www.campingstickkids.org. Today we're going to draw the fly, the dragonfly, and the butterfly. And I always like to show you what's going on in my studio. I thought I'd just show you my piggies that I painted out of acrylic. They make me smile. And here's a beetle that my son mounted at some point when he was in middle school. He's all grown up now and at college, but I've saved it. That was a fun project. Well, let's get started with Draw It with Mrs. Steele. All right, let's get started. Now we are going to focus on the fly, the dragonfly, and the butterfly because they all have some things in common. They all have a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. And, you know, Mrs. Steele's a teacher, so I always like to teach as I draw. And so today with the fly, it's going to be in our first rectangle. We're going to start with the thorax. That's the middle part of our insect. And you're going to draw a straight line like this. Mine's not very straight. And then you're going to curve and go up. And there's your thorax. See how easy that was? So a straight line and then a smiley face. That's the middle part of our fly. And then for the head, we want to make it a little bit wider, not too big. Don't make a great big head, not too little. We don't want a little head. Think about your size. You want to have the head just a little bit bigger than the thorax. And we'll come back and add our eyes in a minute because now we need our abdomen. And on a fly, his abdomen's fairly short. So we're going to start, if you need to have an adult, put dots on either side of the thorax to help you and maybe a point down here so you don't go too far. You could do that. And then follow along. You're going to scoop down and scoop up. Don't forget, you can always stop the video if you think I'm going too fast and catch up. All right, so we've got our head, our thorax, and our abdomen. Now, these insects we're going to be drawing have compound eyes. So our eyes are just going to be curves that we draw on the head from this part over to here, this part over to here. And then let's add his antennas. Well, actually, he has little jaws. So let's do his little jaws. They're not too big, just two little curvy lines right there. And fly antennas are very short, so don't do them long. Here we go. We'll just do them very short. But right at this line between the head and the thorax, and do a straight line out, and then like this. And that's a little first leg, and then we'll give him a second leg over here. And now we could draw in the other ones. You'll probably just see them underneath the wings. So let's just go ahead and draw them in. Okay, so there's his 6 legs. He looks like an ant right now, doesn't he? To make him look like a fly, his wings are going to start up here at his thorax. Put another dot right there. And you're going to come down to about here because he's going to have nice long wings. And then you're going to come up and end underneath his thorax. So we've got a dot here on his thorax, a dot here, and a dot here. We're going to scoop down and up. There's our first wing. Then put our dot here. And we're going to scoop down and up. If you need adults to help you and add dots, you can. But now he looks more like a fly, doesn't he? Now, flies' wings are transparent. Transparent means you can see through them. So that's why it's okay that we drew the legs, because you can see them. But they also have veins in them. So we're going to just draw, if you have been following us and you've been doing the leaf drawings with us last time, it's sort of the same like that. It's like a main vein little veins coming off. And there's our fly. Fly. F, L, Y. Fly. F, L, Y. And I'm going to tell you about this Y. Make sure you start at this middle line, the midline, and do a slanted line this way, and then go back to the midline and come down. It's hard to judge to get that to connect, but you'll get better at it as you try. There's our fly. Okay, we're going to move on to the dragonfly. The dragonfly has the same segmented body that the fly does. So we're going to start again with the thorax. Do a straight line right about here. And then scoop and smile. Now, I would say for a dragonfly, his eyes, we're going to do them a little more different than we did, a little differently than we did the fly. We're going to do 2 circles, but to make sure that they are about right, put a dot right in the middle here. And we're going to do 1 circle that comes off like that, and 1 circle that comes off like that. And then we'll draw his little jaw like this. So that's his head. And that's his thorax. Now, a dragonfly's abdomen is much longer than a fly's, but we're going to make it sort of like the fly's first. Start right about here and here. Put dots if you need it, and maybe scoop down to about here. Here we go. Now, if we stop there, we'd be making a fly. But because the dragonfly has a long abdomen, we're going to actually do it again. And do it again. And maybe one more time, and make it thinner as you go. And there we have sort of segments for the dragonfly. All right, now he also has 6 legs like the fly. We're going to make his 6 legs close together though. They're going to come up and out, up and out, up and out. There's 3 legs right close together. And then do the same thing on this side. Up and out, or down, I guess that is, and down and down. So there is his 6 legs. Now, to do his wings, we're going to start right here at this segment of his, I guess that's his thorax, that's his head, and here's part of his abdomen. And we're going to make it look like his wings are coming off of his back. So kind of put a dot there. So we know when we go scoop up and down, we're starting at this dot and coming back to this dot. Now, a dragonfly's wings are pretty long. So I'm going to put a dot out here so that I know when I scoop up and in. Again, you can see his legs there. But see how long that wing is? And I'm going to do one over here too. I'm going to scoop up. And I'm going to come back in. Now, dragonflies have more than 2 wings. So we're going to draw another set of wings. But instead of drawing the whole sort of oval type shape, I'm going to put a dot right here and watch. I'm going to come out and have it go behind. And then this one out and have it go behind. Now, you could sort of make it look like it's coming behind if you want to, because like I said, his wings are transparent. Well, let's give him some antennas. Start here at this little dot. Whoop. Whoop. Dragonfly. Oh boy, here we go. Don't forget, if you struggle with writing, you could have an adult put in the dots like this. But make sure on your D, I always tell my kindergartners when I was teaching them, you use your right hand and that's your D. So you know your circle goes that way. So you're going to go around, up, and down. D, R, A, G, O, N, F, L, Y. Dragonfly is a compound word because it has 2 words in one. Dragon and fly. Here we go again. Dragon, D, R, A, G-O-N. Oops, my O fell below the baseline. But I'm not going to erase it or get upset with myself because I know that next time I'll do it better. Moving on to our butterfly. We have a fly and a dragonfly. And we've already decided and talked about how that each one of these has the same segments. So we're going to draw a thorax for our butterfly. Now, I will warn you, let's make these skinnier because we want to have enough room for the beautiful butterfly wings. So see how big I made that thorax? I'm going to make it little over here, a little line. And then I'm going to make his head not too big. And then I'm going to give him one long abdomen, but it's thin like a pen or a pencil. See how thin that is? You want to keep it that way so you have room for his wings. So we've got the head, the thorax, and the abdomen of the butterfly, just like we had for the dragonfly and the fly. Now he has compound eyes, so let's do a curve like we did on the fly, like this. Boop, boop. Give him some antenna. Boop, boop. Instead of a jaw, a butterfly has a very long tongue that curls out, so we could even give him a little curly tongue. All right, now the wings of a butterfly are different than a dragonfly and a fly. They're bigger and they have a different shape. So to get that shape, I'm going to have you put a dot. We're going to start this wing right here between the thorax and the abdomen. And I want you to give yourself a dot up here and a dot here. It's sort of like a triangle of dots. Do you see that? But we're not going to make a triangle. Get an adult to help you. So we're going to scoop up to this. We're going to do a curved line, not a straight line. If you go straight across, it might be okay, but it's not the best. So sort of curve your line. See, like that? And now we're going to do another curved line, and it's going to be like we're going to go out and in. Watch. Out and in. And then we're going to curve into here. Curve. Let's try it again on the other side. Put your dot right here between the thorax and the abdomen. Give yourself a dot up here and maybe a dot here. So you have your triangle of dots. We're going to curve up to this dot. And then we're going to slide down to this dot and curve in. If it's not perfect and you didn't do it exactly the way you wanted to do it, you can go back and erase, but I always encourage you just to leave it. And that's your best try for now. Because we could spend a lot of time erasing and not ever accomplish anything. Trust me, Mrs. Steele taught kindergarten for a long time, and I know erasers can really distract us. So you see, I'm using a pen today. So if I make a mistake, I just have to leave it. All right, we're going to do the next, because there's always 4 wings on a butterfly. So the next part of the wing is almost like an oval, and we're going to curve it from here over to here. And if you need to give yourself a point to reach for, it's here, but not a straight line. Curve. It's okay if you curve over top of his abdomen. Curve, curve, curve. See that? Same thing here. I'm going to curve from here over to here. Whoops, no, I'm going the other way. Going this way and around. Here we go. Curving, curving, curving. Hey, not bad. Now you can decorate your butterfly wing however you want. Just remember, butterfly wings are symmetrical. So if you do a shape on this side, you have to do the same shape on that side. If you do a circle here, then you have to do a circle here, because the left and right side of a butterfly wing is exactly symmetrical, which means they look the same. All right, butterfly. Hey, use your left hand to make your B, Okay, and you can see that with your left hand, the straight part's here and your curve of your bee goes out. So you could have an adult put in the dots if you want, or you can just go for it. Start at the top line, down to the baseline, back up and curve. B, U, T, T, E, R, F, L, Y. Butterfly. B, U, T, T, E, R, F, L, Y. Butterfly is a compound word too. Do you see butter and fly? 2 words in one.
Whoa! Whoa!
Thanks for joining me today on Draw It with Mrs. Steele from Camping Stick Kids. If you want to find our resources, remember, you can go to www.campingstickkids.org. And don't forget to subscribe to our channels. Our next drawing video will come out very soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.